Right, basically, this is where I'm at for now. So I've stripped the entire loom out of the engine bay of the RX-8. And what I'm on doing now is stripping the interior so I can take out the interior loom, because I'm going to need things like the ignition, the exciter ring, because I'm going to be using the stock ECU for now. I might run a standalone at a later date for ITBs or turbo or whatever. But for now, just to get it in the car and get the car running, I'm going to be using the stock RX-8 loom and ECU. Also came across a little problem of the tank doesn't actually fit anywhere underneath the bed of the truck, because if you look there, it's that wide that it's too wide for the chassis rails. Chassis rails are too narrow. It doesn't even go like lengthways, because obviously the prop and other stuff like that. So I think I'm going to have to go with the aftermarket alley fuel cell and just mount it basically there. So right, it's another problem I've came across. Right, man, check me clocks out. Yeah, buddy. So this is what I'm getting up to. Just labelling all the loom before I strip the dash out and strip the loom out of the car. So I still know what's what I need to keep and what will be chopped out. Yep. So I've got the engine side of the loom out. A couple of the important bits. Fly-by-wire pedal and that. Still a lot of just interior loom left in the car that I need to strip out. Most of it's stripped out from behind the dash, but I need to get like under here and get for the fuel pump and all the rear lights and all that. All I really need is the fuel pump and ignition and that from inside, but I am going to have to get on stripping that. We'll see how we get on. Mazdas. Loads of Mazdas. Quick update on where we're at. So the dash is half out for the B2200. That is the full interior loom for the RX-8. The engine loom there.
10 million.
There you go, buddy. So the RX-8 now is pretty much fully stripped. I've got the seat out and everything, full looms out, engines out, boxes out. It's pretty much ready for the scrap now, that. So the plan is we're going to whip the B2200 dash out, drill a nice hole here for the engine loom to go through. So then we can have the fuse box here, battery here, PCM on the other side. So it's pretty much the same setup as it was on the RX-8. And then we're just going to be able to run the full loom to get the engine running, and then take off whatever we don't need from the interior loom and just run all this interior stuff, lights and everything on the truck what was already there. Just splice some power into it. So the dash is out of the B2200, and I was looking for somewhere where I could like pass this little this fella. So that's the bit what goes into the car, and then these bits plug in like the passenger footwell. So I was gonna have to drill something to try and like retain that grommet. So I was pulling the carpet and that out here, and I've cut a little bit out the top just so I was going to drill a hole, and then I've realised this little bit here, look at this, oh look at that, we'll just pull that out. Oh, if I can get them. There we go, look at that, and then we'll just pass that wire through there. What a little beauty. And then we'll be able to run the wiring what we need over to here for the ignition, the exciter ring and all that. We'll be able to hide the key control module behind the dash, and then we're basically going to have everything else in the bay as it was in the RX-8. Fuse box here, battery here, PCM over there, and then at the minute I'm going to put the fuel tank just probably where it is, run some lines through it, because that's where I'm going to have the aluminium fuel cell, but we'll just use that one for now, just loosely in place just to get it running. And then I can order once we get it running, I'll order the fuel cell and get that fitted up properly. That's ideal, that little hole mine, isn't it? Right, so I've got everything in place in the engine bay, and I think I've got everything I can find like plugged in, what's important. And I've got like the loom just laid out in the car. Obviously that's like what went towards the back of the car before for all like the rear lights and all that. I've got the fuel pump marked out somewhere on one of them. That's it, fuel pump. So, thinking if I get the tank pulled out down to there, plug that in, everything else is plugged in, the ignition, all that, should be able to turn the key and it should fire up. Everything's in the truck, like literally the RX-8's empty, there's no harness or anything left in that. And it's all placed in here. And I've earthed every single earth I can find. And then when I connect the battery and turn the key, nothing's happening. I'm not getting any sort of noise whatsoever from anywhere, no clicks, no nothing. Literally, that's all I've got. So whether the ignition's on or off, that's just there. So that's literally all I've got for now. Oh, that might have to be it for this video, for this week, until I can figure out what's actually going on with the truck, with the RX-8, with the rotary. Bloody hell. So, I'm just scratching my head at the minute. No, wait there. So, we've got a bit of progress thanks to Lee, right? So, after scratching my head for hours, I got him to come down, we were testing little things, seeing if we got power to certain areas. And it turns out, he kept saying that I might have plugged one of the plugs in the wrong place, because just because a plug plugs in doesn't mean it should be there. And I did. So these two were around the wrong way. Lee, turn the key, mate. Now we have illuminations. The clock's all on work and that, but if you look, that immobiliser light is just flashing its tits off. So it doesn't actually crank yet. So I'm gonna come down tomorrow, connect the jump leads up to that and the starter, see if it will crank, so see if it's an earth problem. If not, we're gonna plug the OBD in and it might just tell us what's wrong, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So thanks again, Lee. Right, so anyway, we've connected up a jump lead to that and the starter to make sure the starter's got a ground and it still doesn't crank over. We'll get the clocks on, but we'll just get like a click from the starter. But if you look here, there, that immobiliser light's flashing. So we've got the OBD plugged in and we're going to have a look, see if we can read the codes. Oh no, see if we can find what's the matter with it. So this is what happens when I try and read the codes. It just keeps saying communication failed or somewhere along them lines. Right, so at the minute I'm having a bit of a nightmare with the truck. It's been a couple of days since I come down and read the codes, and the machine that I lent off Burnsy just wasn't reading the codes, wasn't coming up with anything. So I've been having a bit of a look online. At the minute I definitely believe it's something to do with the immobiliser light flashing. So I've heard that you can lose the code for the key, so if you get a key recoded then that might help. So Leo was down the other day, he's got a better reader and he'll be able to come down when he's next free, plug it in, see if his reader comes up with anything, and hopefully maybe he's recoded the key. But for now, while I'm here, just grabbing the camera and a few other bits, I've read online that on a forum that you might, if you've got another key, the other key might work. So I've come down as a sort of last ditch attempt with another key that I've got for it. So we'll try that now and see if it cranks over. If it does, I'll be out of the moon. But I haven't got much hope. Like, I think that'll be a job for Lee when he comes down with his radar. Like, let's see. Fingers crossed. The new key. Nah, the light's still flashing like mad there. Nothing. Buggered it.